bring greetings on behalf of all of our officers, International President Bob McEllrath. I myself flew in today, 14-hour flight to Sydney, Australia. And let me tell you something. The people in Sydney, Australia, there were labor unions from 20 countries. Everyone there is going to support the 350,000 workers here in Southern California in your march and in your negotiations. This is not a local issue. This is a global issue. We're talking about working class people. What has happened the last 8 years has been the crucifixion of working class people. But I'm here to tell you tonight, this is the resurrection of working class people in America. As Brother Cortez said, it doesn't matter whether you work on the docks, supermarket, or you're a janitor. We all must work together because we have a common goal. Look at what is happening to our country. If you look at what's happening, we are in an economic tsunami. We call Wall Street now Fall Street. There is no responsibility or accountability. Our politicians in Washington, D.C., they can't seem to figure it out. I say, who has the political courage to stand up? When the Democrats got in, they said they were going to end this war. And yet they were afraid to stand up to George Bush and Cheney. I'm going to tell you something. That is unacceptable. Because I'm going to tell you something. The people in D.C., it doesn't matter what side of the aisle, their kids aren't the one that's dying in Iraq. It's working class people. It's our children that are dying. We are bearing the burden of this. I'd like to say one other thing. I've got to keep this short, but I want us all to think about something. If you remember what happened in 1934, because history reminds itself, there was a man grappling with the bankruptcy of this nation. And in his wheelchair, he said, the only thing that we have to fear is fear itself. And that was Franklin Delano Roosevelt. But the reason he said that was because he saw that America was on the verge of having a revolution. And there's all kinds of revolutions that can take place. You see the young people in this country, they are so excited about what's happening in America. People want change. In 1934, the labor density was 34%. Today it's down to 10%. What is going to happen to all these kids that go to school? Where are they going to work at? Do we see what's going on with the economy? And all these CEOs are walking off with all this money. We need to hold them accountable. And I'm going to tell you something. When we were in Sydney, Australia, we were with the most powerful unions in the world. It was the ILWU. It was the Teamsters. It was the Steelworkers. It was the Maritime Union of Australia. We have a common goal and bond. The working class is slowly dissolving, and I wish these politicians, especially those that are running for president, would get it straight. There is a difference between middle class and working class.
Thank you.
Everybody, there are people in our union, I can tell you in the ILWU, that make $6, $7 an hour. They are not in the middle class. There has to be a distinction, and we have to hold them accountable. So I want to say, on behalf of the union I represent, because the lifeblood of our economy flows to these ports. Do you realize over $700 billion a year flows to these 29 West Coast ports? That is economic power. And when we were over in Australia, we were with the miners there. We have got to take control of this country and our destiny. Politicians aren't going to do it for us. They will work with us. We have to do it.